Warrensville High City School District on Wednesday, January 28, 2026. Mr. Hankey, would you please call the roll?
Certainly, Mr. President. Mr. Freeman?
He's not here.
Ms. Mewman?
Here.
Ms. Gator?
Here.
Mr. Fuller?
Here.
And Mr. Roberts?
Here. All right, next, would everyone please stand or remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. And before we get to approve the agenda, board, do we have any additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda?
No.
Yes, Board Chair. I move that we take out 1.6, the Tiger Way Award for the second quarter. Move that to a meeting coming up soon.
All right, thank you very much. Do I have a second?
I second.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded. Mr. Hankey, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Mewman?
Yes.
Mr. Fuller?
Yes.
Ms. Gator?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. President, I apologize. Can you go back? Who moved first?
Mr. Fuller?
Thank you, sir.
Seconded by Ms. Mewman.
Thank you.
All right, the motion passes 4-0. Item 1.6 will be stricken. So that brings us to the actual approval of the amended agenda. Board, do I have a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move that we accept item 1.4, which is the approval of the minutes for December 17th and
We gotta
January.
approve the agenda. We gotta go back and
Oh, we're
approve
still
amended
approving the,
agenda.
oh, I'm sorry. So we're, okay. Yes, Mr. Chair, item 1.3, I move that we accept the agenda with the deletion of 1.6 Tiger Way Award winner.
And I'll second that.
Thank you very much. It's been properly moved and seconded. Mr. Hankey, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Gator?
Yes.
Ms. Mewman?
Yes.
Mr. Fuller?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes, motion passes 4-0. That takes us to item 1.4, the approval of the minutes. Board, do I have a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move that we accept item 1.4, which is the approval of the minutes for December 17th, 2025 and January 7th, 2026.
I second.
Thank you both. It's been properly moved and seconded. Mr. Hankey, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Gator?
Yes.
Ms. Mewman?
Yes.
Mr. Fuller?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes, motion passes 4-0. Next, that brings us to public participation. Mr. Jones, Mr. Hankey, did we receive any public participation cards?
No, sir, we have not received any public participation cards at all.
Okay. All right, that will take us to our presentation from our OSB representative, Ms. Christy Robb. Ma'am?
Thank you so much. Board, my name is Christine Robbins. I'm Director of Board and Management Services at the Ohio School Boards Association. Also a former Board of Education member. I served on the Westerville Board of Education for 8 years, if you're familiar with Westerville. At the time, it was the 9th largest school district. Thank you. In the state. So I come at this from a couple of different perspectives here this evening, and again, thank you for inviting me to be here to talk about OSBA's strategic planning process. I do have proposals for all of you, so I'll go ahead and hand those out.
Oh, okay.
You want me to do it while you?
One down, please.
So I'll just hit the highlights of the proposal and just share that strategic planning from our perspective is a tool that's foundational to the success of a school district. Likely you've been through the process before. If not, just want to highlight that it's a very inclusive process. Our philosophy is that an excellent strategic plan guides the acquisition and allocation of scarce resources, builds upon current successes, and guides district decision-making at all levels. And ultimately, it serves as a roadmap for future success and sustainability. So to start, if we were to be selected to work with you, we would ask to have you identify what we refer to as a design team, and that's essentially what some know as a steering committee or a steering team, typically made up of the superintendent, the treasurer, perhaps a couple of administrators. You may want a teacher representative, staff representative, and a board member or two. And this team is responsible for really planning the timeline, for identifying participants in the process, and that's what we refer to as the design team. So what this team would do would be to invite participation from all stakeholder groups. And that would, the importance of that, as you know, would be to include, yes, sir?
No, I was waiting.
Oh, okay. All right. Just to make sure that we include a diversity of opinions and perspectives, we provide facilitation, so I would be present at all of the meetings as well as a colleague of mine, Quinn Maseko. We also just hired a new consultant who started actually yesterday, and we would like for her to come along and shadow to learn the process. But the result is a measurable plan that builds support and capacity for the district's vision, for the district's mission, and again, within the boundaries of the resources available. The core team would consist as few as 20, 25 people, as many as 40, 45 people, and it would represent elements, again, of the Board of Education and Administration, staff and teachers, parents, members of the community, civic leaders, elected officials, just a whole variety of people who have interest in the success of the school district. And we've also worked with some districts really successfully who have invited students. And having a student voice, having a couple of high school students, student leaders participate is something that we would recommend as well. Part of the process would include a community survey. So in working with your design team, we would identify questions that are important for you to ask the community, those who are not participating in the strategic planning process itself. So these would be customized questions. They would be for a select audience, and then at one of our core team meetings, we would present the results, and that would again be another tool, another data point to consider as we move forward. If you look in your packet, it describes the scope of our service. So we would be leading this core team through a structured community and school-based process. We would look at current vision, mission, values, determine if they are still effective or if they perhaps need to be adjusted in any way if you have them, and then gathering the perception data that we mentioned with the survey. We would be in your district for 4 meetings with the larger group. Typically the process takes 3 to 4 months, depending upon your schedule and how we want to schedule these out. The meetings are usually once a month, once every 4 weeks in the evening, and it's typically 2 to 3 hours where we would ask all of the team, the larger group, to come together. We would facilitate community-wide discussions, again, want to stimulate dialogue and open lines of communication, and then ultimately prioritize and assign resources would be something that we would help you do as you implement the plan. So there's an outline of the process itself in terms of what would take place at each meeting. The various groups that I mentioned, the design team, the core team, and then ultimately action teams that you would identify with champions to implement the plan itself. We also put together what we refer to as a brochure, essentially, but it is a printed brochure or a brochure that you could put online and distribute electronically that is for the community, that shares what the ultimate vision, mission, values, and then strategic priorities and goals would be, along with metrics. So that's something we would provide as well. And then, ultimately, we want to make sure that we have met your expectations. So in addition to the first meeting being a planning meeting with that design team that I mentioned, then we would come back for the 4 meetings with the larger group, and then we would follow up with a final design team check-in just to make sure that we covered all of our bases, that we reviewed the process and the results to date, that we helped you identify action planning teams, and that we could help you as you begin the work on this process and strategy towards your goals. So that's our process. We used it in Westerville. I've used it with several different districts during my time at OSBA. And, the success really is the opportunity to pull people in from different perspectives and to be able to hear from your community and design a plan that works best for your school district. So I would be open to any questions that you might have. I understood that I just had a brief period of time. I don't want to take a lot of your time, but I'm certainly here for any questions that you might have.
Board?
Can I ask just one or two? So we're in the process of looking for a new treasurer.
Yes.
Do you recommend that we wait until we hire the treasurer to start this process?
It would be helpful to have the treasurer, I don't know how close you are in that process, but having the treasurer be part of the process is always advisable. So that's, depending on how quickly you want to move ahead in the process, but having the treasurer be a key employee of the board is important.
All right, and then just one other
Yeah,
question.
that was actually my question.
That was your question. So we did this with OSBA when we did the first one.
Okay?
And then they came back and they did the big one like you just described.
Mm-hmm.
We had all the community members. And then I think it was Cheryl Ryan that came back and we just did like an update.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do we consider, I guess this is maybe a question more so for the board, are we considering a complete overhaul or are we just gonna update? I guess that's something we can discuss, but in your opinion, at what point would we do a complete overhaul again? It's probably been, 10 years, Charlie? Longer than that.
A complete overhaul, yeah, I've been here 10 years, so we have not had a complete overhaul. We started in 2016
Okay.
with one group, and then we transitioned to OSBA in 21. In 21, that's where we have our current plan.
Okay. Well, certainly we could take a look at the current plan. It's all, and if it's been 10 years, as you said, since you initiated it, might be a good idea to kind of step back and start from the beginning. Although you would review some things that, you would consider perhaps keeping, like the vision or mission, but it's a good chance to pull people together and to really get a good dialogue around what strategic priorities. As we know, things change rapidly, and things have changed in 10 years certainly, and things will be changing. So looking at what the priorities were at that time and what they may be now would be a good opportunity for you to really start with a new plan. And these days, used to be plans were maybe 3 to 5 years. These days, plans are fairly dynamic, and so while you may say we're going to target for the next 3 years, things change again, and so it's something that we could help you with to continue to renew.
Go ahead, Ms. Sanders. The floor is yours.
Oh, God. What was I gonna ask?
It'll come back.
Ms. Floyd, is that your question satisfied?
Yeah.
Superintendent Rowland?
Time frame. So I did
what I was
hear
gonna ask.
that there was some need to have a treasurer. So with that said, we don't have a treasurer. We would probably have one in the summer. So this seems like it would be a early fall early next school year
Right.
timeframe. Is that correct with the board?
Depending on, I guess it depends on when we
Yeah,
get the treasurer.
Right.
Right, so,
But I'll probably
So how long is the timeframe from the beginning to the end of the process?
So it's typically, it would be 3 to 4 months, depending on how we could schedule the time for the larger group to come together. And we do see a lot of strategic planning maybe kick off, in the summertime, where I would come back, we would meet with your design team, we would begin to set a timeline, we would begin to identify people we want to invite to be part of that core team, and then launch the meetings in the fall. So, and you're in search season, which is pretty typical across the state of Ohio, and strategic planning most often starts either late summer or early fall.
I remember,
You got it? All right.
good, okay. So I'm envisioning that there's gonna be like action items, or will you guys help us to make this become something that we're adding to our agenda and making sure that we keep the strategic plan alive?
Yes,
Will you keep
absolutely.
carrying through all of that?
We can help you with that. That's actually one suggestion that we offer is in order to keep it a living document, you need to incorporate it into your agenda. And we'll see districts who are very successful with this process will include at least, I don't know how often you meet, but at least once a month, include the strategic priorities and give some type of update just to make sure that it's continuing to move forward.
Another good question. All right, thank you. Mr. Freeman? Ms. Newman? Mr. Ike?
No questions, Mr.
All right. Well, Ms. Robbins, I'd like to thank you for.
Thank you. Of course.
Weather, and we will, of course, have some internal discussions and surely get back to either myself or the superintendent.
Very good. Well, feel free, if you have other questions that come up, I would look forward to working with all of you and bringing my colleagues along. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
seeing you again.
Good seeing you.
All right, that brings us to board reports. Board, do we have, does anyone have any reports this evening?
No reports from me.
no,
All right, great. That brings us to superintendent report. Mr. Jones?
Yes, good evening, board and community. Thank you for you guys being here. I know it's very cold outside, and for us to have this meeting today I appreciate that, to keep the business going. I just wanted to report, our students have not been in school since last Thursday. Very concerning, the learning loss that has occurred, but due to the weather, and it's been extreme, negative wind chills up to 20 degrees, we made decisions to close. Today, we made the decision to close. It was cold, but not as cold, but the streets and sidewalks were not ready for students. Today, in talking to Mayor Sellers, he shared that the sidewalks have been plowed, the streets are ready. I looked at the forecast for tomorrow. It's supposed to be in the morning between -3 and 6. Traditionally, we go out when it feels like -15 or in that range. So I think tomorrow we are able to go. We'll go tomorrow. In the event, because Friday might look bad, from what I'm saying, we're gonna be flexible. But we always gonna caution the air and try to keep our kids safe. The sidewalks weren't ready, kids weren't walking, it was cold, and we will continue that process. But I just wanted to share with the board and the community that we will make the best interest, but we do have to come back to school. And we are gonna have to go to school when it's cold. So I just want people to know that it's gonna be cold. 0 degrees is not the determining factor. It's more the wind chill factor, and when it gets to where it's like 15 minutes and you get frostbite, those are the times that and that's at -15, I believe. So we are asking parents to bundle their students up, pick them up if they can, as much as possible. We do have bus service. It's gonna be cold at the bus stop. A lot of our surrounding schools went back today. So Shaker went back today, Heights went back today. Beechwood Orange was all in today. South Euclid was in today. But Warrensville, again, we cautioned and went and cautioned. And with those sidewalks and things that wasn't ready, we didn't go. I wanted to go through also the Calamity Day process. I did give you that so everybody understands. Let me make sure I got my own in front of me.
Which one is this?
You have one?
You got it. Let me make sure I got it. I can't find mine.
No, I was asking.
Hold on. Yeah, I got it right here. I got it. Here, right. So I just wanted to go through. So, everybody talks about days out and when we have to replace days. So, if you look at this, our calendar, and this is how the numbers work. All right, so the numbers work. We have 171 instruction days, student days, 10 in-service days, 2 parent-teacher days, and we have 171 days, and our school day is 6.5 hours. So the state requires from K to 6, 910 hours of instruction. That's for the entire year. So when we do our math on that, the 910 hours, we have 1,111 hours instructional time. That's how much time we have banked. So we have 201 extra hours for K to 6 because they're only required to have 910 hours of instructional time. So technically, that leaves us with 31, it's really 30 days that we could be out without having to make up days. Because we got the hours covered. But there's a problem because kids are not in school those days. But we meet the minimum requirement. So in high school, we have 110 extra hours, 110 and a half extra hours, and then we get 17 days. So put it on the shelf, we have 1,100 days total, 1,111 days, 1,111 hours of instruction for the whole year. For pre-K, from K to 6, you only require 910 hours. So 910. So we subtract the 1,100 hours from the 910, which leaves us 201 and a half extra hours. That equates to 31 days of calamity days that we can be out. On the high school level, it's 1,001 hours that we have to serve. We have 1,100 hours total. So we have 110 and a half extra hours. And when you equate that to 6.5, which is the day, we have 17 days that we can be out. So currently we are at 6 for the year. So we have room before we have to make up time. But I'll give you an example, like Bedford has an electrical issue at their high school. So they got other days on top of these days, which cause them to be at their limit. So we have to guard, we can't just say we got 17 days in this days. We got to still guard them because we don't know what type of natural emergency or something might happen. So with that, that goes to this district continuous learning plan, which we met with the union today, because again, the concern is students learning when they're out. So we agreed to, students will be required to do 30 minutes of iReady for K to 5, 30 minutes of iReady reading and math lessons when they're out. That's self-paced lessons to do. In grades 6 to 8, we have another program called IXL instruction, which students will be doing and teachers are required. In high school, teachers, and in K-5 and 6 to 8, kids do not have to, we don't assign computers to kids because we keep the computers in the class. So they don't have, we don't have we do have one-to-one, but it's not, the computers are not taken home. So we might have to revisit that process. We stopped doing that after COVID because of the tremendous loss of computers when you send them home. So if we keep them in school, everybody has a computer every day. It's $200 a computer when you give it. So we found computers during that time, you know, people piled up, did different things, so the decision was to keep them, put them in, so that's something we could revisit to say, or we could, if we anticipate like this storm, we can have students sign out computers. So that's something that we're gonna look into. If we see a polar vortex coming, we can say, okay, teachers sign out the computers, hold everyone accountable to that. And then, so in high school, everybody has a computer and teachers are already using Google Classroom. So the expectation is that they continue to use Google Classroom and keep instruction going. And also, we are encouraging teachers, and they are doing it this week because some teachers are still assigning work, that they are communicating with parents during this time so that if there's any questions or concerns. Now, for students who don't have computers, when we get back, we are going to ask our staff to create 3 days of assignments for students like the old days, like paper, so that it'll be paper assignments, packets, so that, again, if we have this type of situation, we can send those packets home the day before. And in some cases, like we did with COVID, we just set up a table and parents are able to come to the school to pick them up. So that's also, so we talked to our union. The union was in agreement with this plan. We will roll it out tomorrow, or we'll probably roll it out tomorrow. So I just wanted to let the board know that we do have a plan to continue instruction if we come across these days. Now, there's games that we have to reschedule. There's a girls' game today that has to be rescheduled. I'm not sure about what's going to happen tomorrow. The boys are supposed to play Garfield. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But all efforts will be made to make up any games that were missed due to the cold weather.
Tomorrow's game is at Garfield.
It's at Garfield tomorrow.
Okay.
I have just a quick question or comment, and I'm looking at the elementary, and they have 31 calamity days, whereas the high school have 17. And I'm looking at the weather condition, and I don't know how many of our little kids has to walk to school.
Yeah,
That's the red flag for me is high school kids, they can get themselves, they're not gonna be out in the cold. But with the elementary kids, is it any way possible, I'm gonna use Friday for an example. According to my phone, the highest degree is supposed to be 9, okay? So I'm thinking about, okay, it's 9 degrees. High school kids can get themselves there, no problem. But is there any way possible we could close down that elementary school? Because how many actually little kids do we have walking?
so our primary kids that live across the street at Shaker Park.
Okay,
And then there's some that live in Granada. Those are the walkers. And then there's a few that live in Ellicott. So they all living within that little area around the school. We don't have anybody who walks beyond that radius. That's the only radius. So they walk to the early childhood center and they walk to the elementary school. Everybody else gets buses and everybody else get dropped off. I mean, we have over 300 parents pick up their kids and drop their kids off at both schools. So there's a small minority
okay.
that walks. Small, it's in reference to, because every neighborhood gets buses, so everybody gets a bus. You go to Miles, you get a bus. You get a bus if you live Shakerwood. You get a bus if you live on Dale Bridge. You get a bus North Randall, bus Highland. You get a bus Cherrywood. You get a bus Cinema Park. You get a bus everywhere. You get a bus Preston and Sumter. So it's a small group that walks from there. And some of those parents you actually see, they'll drive them, or right in Shaker Park, they just walk them across the street. And what we do is, as soon as they bring them, they come in the building.
Okay.
So,
Oh, hold on. So they are bringing them in the building?
yeah, they bringing them in the building. Yeah, Eddie puts them into Pod 1.
What about at the early childhood center?
I'm not,
They don't.
They don't come
They
in?
don't they open the doors at 8:30, but if you've got parents that have walked their kids up there, they're standing.
She gonna have to let them in tomorrow.
Yeah, they got to.
They gotta let them.
So I'm gonna have to tell Urban.
I mean, if they get there at 8:25, I mean, I know the issue is the union and stuff, but don't make those parents.
No, I'm gonna
They
tell
can't
Urban
do
this.
it.
Yeah, we just
At
share.
8 o'clock,
Well,
let
we'll
'em in.
designate one
Too
person.
cold.
Exactly. I mean, as a secretary, I would have did it back in the day, honestly, yeah.
I'm gonna just let her know she gotta let the parents and the on.
Yeah. But on the plus side, I will say also, I noticed in Class Dojo that Early Childhood Center was sending out some additional guidance for things that parents can do, you know, to kind of work with the kids, so,
Oh, that's a good thing.
yeah. Yeah, I was glad to see that from Ms. Washington.
So that is where we are. I will keep the board updated on as we go, as I have, as you know, as developments have occurred. I will inform the board of the hard decisions that have to be made because it's hard. Those decisions, like you're saying, and that's why we didn't have school today because they didn't shovel the sidewalks. So those kids that lived in Granada would have to walk in the street. So that wasn't feasible
It wasn't a
for
safe
us
issue
to
at all.
have them walk in the street. So I talked to the mayor yesterday afternoon. He assured me that today they would make sure that that area is clear. He also assured that like Walford, around where the bus is coming, Walford would be done too, because those are the major areas that we have a large group of students that we don't want in the street. So I will thank the mayor in this city because they've responded to what we need. Other schools, districts don't have the support of the city that they'll go, you know, make sure that the sidewalks are clear. And they are walking in the street. But for us, I believe that they have gotten to all the sidewalks to make sure that happens.
And our buses are pretty much on time, right, Mr. John?
Yeah, they've been on time. They've been on time. We had one day, like last Monday, I think, we were short a driver and we were like 15 minutes late. We sent it out to the parents and let them know.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been going really well with transportation.
Yeah, Miss Hickman's done a great job with it, yeah.
Does that conclude your report, Mr. Jones?
Yes, because my report.
All right, well, thank you very much, sir. Next, that takes us to treasurer report and update. Mr. Hickey, you have anything for us this evening?
Thank you, President Roberts, members of the board. I have a few things for the board. The certificate of transition is signed by Mr. Pendleton and Dr. Rock. It's sent to the auditor of state. As the rule stipulates, everything on the certificate has been completed. So that completes the formal transition process. We have access to all systems. And the Shared Services Alliance team, which supports me, has been helpful in making sure that all the functions of the treasurer's office have continued.
Oh, okay.
Past audits, I looked into that. The past 5 audits for this district have what are called unmodified opinions. What that means is that's the best possible outcome a district can have for state audits. As I said, we're working with the state auditors right now to get them information. The weather's been a challenge to get them to, come in, but they're being patient with us, and they've been as long as we've been responsive with them, which we have been. Ryan Pendleton will be on site at the work session on February 11th. To present the 5-year forecast and as a work session piece, and then the 5-year forecast will be presented formally at the board meeting on February 25th.
February what?
25th?
That's the second meeting.
That's the regular board meeting, I believe. I hope. I
Yep.
get that right there. Okay. And President Roberts, that concludes my report.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Hickey.
I do have a question,
Yes, go ahead, Mr.
Chair. Treasurer Hanky.
Yes.
When is the state coming in for an audit with us?
Oh, they come in, they contact us, and they'll come in whenever they'd like.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a lady named Elizabeth, she came in last week. She hasn't been able to get on site this week.
Okay.
But then she emails me items, and then either I get to them or the staff helps me find the
Okay, I'm
items.
sorry.
Some of them have to do with things such as IT security, so I work with our IT vendor on that. Other things have to do with things out of my office, such as contracts.
Okay.
And we go from there. And then what they call it is testing. So they'll test a series of things, say contracts, to make sure everything was done correctly, and then they go from there.
Thank you. That's it, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you, Mr. Smith. All right, that brings us to section number 4, superintendent's recommendations and presentations for board action, certificate of standing. Board, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion for item number 4, superintendent's recommendation and presentation of board action, certified staff, looking at items 4.1 through 4.3.
I second.
Board, do I have a second?
I second.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded. Mr. Jones?
Yes, 4.1 is a non-culture supplemental for esports advisor. Due to the growth of the program, it's required to have an assistant coach. Jason Clavin is a middle school guidance counselor who's been working with the program for the last 3 years. 4.2 is long-term subs. This is Mrs. Mack and Ms. Harmon at the high school. Again, these are people who are filling in for staff who are absent. Of course, we have, by nature, have people absent every day, and these are the people that's here to fill those voids. I do want to salute Ms. Mack, who retired, I think, before I got here, and hasn't missed a day of work since she retired. So she's been very much committed and dedicated. We have a lot of retired teachers who still work with us, who come back and give their all. And I'm very thankful for them because, again, their wisdom helps us power through these transitions. 4.3 is culture supplementals for spring sports, for all the spring sports at the middle and high school.
Board, do you have any questions for Mr. Jones?
Yeah, just a comment. So I'm familiar with Ms. Mack. I know there's several other teachers. Any thoughts to possibly trying to recognize them in a board meeting for,
I think that's a good idea. We
for
probably,
the retirees is what
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
so
Parties that come back and support.
Pam Barnes just came back.
She told
We
me.
used the ESC to help bring her back, but she came back, and then Ms. Boynton too. So I got both of them helping. Pam is helping at the middle school doing some math intervention, and then Ms. Boynton doing reading intervention. So
Talk about 4 months. So they come
yeah,
back.
they came, coming back. So just part-time, 2 days a week. So yeah, and that's a testimony to them to want to come back. So
Right.
I think that's a great idea. I think we should do that in the spring and just say thank you to them.
If not at a meeting, maybe you could do it at a staff meeting. I don't know. I just, somehow I think we should acknowledge their dedication.
All right, anything additional?
No, thank you.
All right, Ms. Tanky, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Muehlman,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Ms. Gator,
Yes.
Mr. Fuller,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts.
Yes, this motion passes 5-0. That takes us to section 5, superintendent's recommendations and presentations for board action on classified staff. Board, do we have a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move that we accept as a consent agenda item superintendent's recommendations, presentations for board action classified staff 5.1 through 5.2.
I second.
All right, thank you. It's been properly moved and seconded. Mr. Jones?
Yes, so 5.1 is really a promotion from a substitute cashier to a full-time cashier. Filling the vacancy. We did have someone pass away. That was in the spring, fall. So it's hard finding people to take on these positions. And then also this high school position, again, we had an open position at the high school. And again, this is filling the open position at the high school. I don't believe we filled the position from last year, when Mr. White, passed away. We had people in that role and they didn't last through probation. So,
Okay.
All right, board, any questions?
No, sir.
And Mr. Chair.
Ms. Nancy, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Ms. Mumin,
Yes.
Ms. Gator,
Yes.
Mr. Fuller,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts.
Yes, motion passes, 5-0. That brings us to section number 6, superintendent's recommendations and presentations for personnel and programs. Board, do I have a motion here?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I move item number 6 by consent agenda, superintendent recommendations and presentation of personnel and programs. Looking for items 6.1 through 6.12.
I second.
All right, thank you. It's been properly moved and seconded. Mr. Jones, take us through.
6.1 is the, and it's on, look like it's on here twice, like, she put it on here twice.
That's what I thought.
She
No.
did,
No,
yeah,
no,
she did. No, she broke it, that's right, she broke it down.
Yeah,
So it's the rescinded ones and then the regular.
okay,
Okay.
okay, so those are the ones we went
Yeah,
over at the
6.3
work session.
policy.
Second reading. 6.3 is the AI and education policy. First reading. This is a policy necessary. Of course, AI has taken over. I don't want to say it's taken over. It is playing a prominent role in being utilized. And the board needed a policy to address that. So with that said, this will be the first reading of that policy. 6.4 is a resolution regarding a suspension. 6.5 is an MOU with the Cleveland Clinic Foundation. And then this is one in which we've done yearly, in which the Cleveland Clinic, they have a van, and the van comes and service our students. So it's no cost to us, but we have put in these the electrical hookups so they can hook up. Parents use their insurance, and then they do medical, actually do medical appointments on our campus. 6.6 is Vision to Learn. This is the governor's new eyesight initiative, in which our students in grades K to 12 will be provided free exams and glasses. So this is coming from Governor Dumas, and we were lucky enough to get that. 6.7 is the Education Service Center. Again, this is services that we use from them. This is things that, and these are all special ed related. And again, it's easier to contract with them than to hire people for that. 6.8 is another issue where we have Title I services for students who don't go to our schools. This is something we traditionally voted on. So when our Title I money comes to the district, kids who live in Warrensville but attend these schools who have need Title I services, and you can see Archbishop Light, Benedictine, and you see this list has gotten smaller though, because when we first started, there was a lot more schools on this list. So it has gotten smaller than before. But our money, we have to split our money with these schools, a portion, and there's a percentage, so that the students that go to these schools get tutoring services. 6.0, Paul's Learning Lab Academic Intervention Program. And this is submitted from Ms. Thornton. And again, this is tutoring for Tier 1 and Tier 2 instruction for our 3rd to 8th graders. This is our testing students. So this is similar to what the high school had us pass last time when they did the OST boot camp. But this is, again, a 4-week session of instruction for not at risk, but students who need assistance in grades 3 to 8 to strengthen them for the OST. 6.20, this is our YMCA agreement for them to conduct summer camp this summer at the elementary school. Again, this is something that the district, when we first came, there was no summer camp in the community. This has been a real great resource for the district. A lot of our students are in this summer camp. Also, we have an agreement with them to do before and after care. That was one of the big things that parents talked to us about when I first came, and Ms. Gator was the board president, and we've got that program. So I think it's over 60 kids in before and after care, and that was one of the reasons why parents transferred their kids, because they couldn't drop them off at 6:30. So now they could drop them off at 6:30 in the morning, and they could pick them up at 6, which we didn't have that ability to do ourselves, and the Y picked up that slack. So, I mean, we do charge them to use the room. We charge them, but the benefit is that it really supports our families and keeps our families here, because those are some of our best families, because they are working mothers and fathers who need to be able to drop their children off early. So again, I say kudos to the Y Mike Carter for his work. And the summer camp also. 6.11 is the interagency agreement. Again, this is what we have every year that we pass with these entities for service delivery and transition for young children and family. And a lot of these services work through our early childhood center. 6.12 is becoming. This is a male mentoring program that we are going to use for our at-risk students. It shouldn't say middle school. It should say high school. And we have something called the Roar Academy at the high school. And this is basically our at-risk academy. So these are students who are in half-a-day schedules who are on the computer. So the teacher came to me and stated that she needed some more assistance with the young people, some guidance. And so last year with our students that we had in our middle school program, it really, really worked in getting those students directed. I actually should bring those students here, because all those students that we put in our at-risk middle school program now are all out. They're on the basketball team. Our Strive for 5 program, where we have all our central office have mentor. So this is a program in which Nobles Darby will come in, and he has a group, and they go through self-esteem lessons, they go through personal branding, identity, all of those with the students. He's a younger man with a minister background, and believe it would be very beneficial to our students. So the total cost would be up to $4,000, and it all depends. Once we meet we're supposed to meet tomorrow to determine, how many sessions and what for. So I'm asking the board for support in moving this program for our at-risk students.
Board, any questions?
I don't have a question. The policy, the A1 in education, do we have a hard copy?
I would definitely get you a hard copy.
He emailed it to us. It's in your email.
Yes, in the email.
I know it's in the email, but I want to.
You need a hard copy.
She'd like a hard
I got you a hard copy. I'll deliver it to you tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll deliver it
Thank
to
you.
your house.
Yeah, I saw it, Mimi. Even with my readers, I just have a hard time.
Look, I feel you on that. I prefer hard copies myself, so
Any
I get it.
additional questions, board?
One quick question, just maybe it's a comment. So when it comes to those schools, Corpus Christi, is that here in Ohio?
Corpus Christi is in South Euclid, and it's a Catholic school.
Okay.
It's a
All right, 'cause,
Catholic
my
school.
first thought was,
Corpus
ooh,
Christi,
we got
Texas.
someone on here from Texas. Is
Yeah,
that
it's a
wrong?
Catholic
So
school
it
like
is a-
on
okay.
Mayfield.
So it's only schools in Ohio, though, right?
Yeah.
Because it's Ohio funding.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So all this, those are students who attend our district. So County do track these young people down to make sure they live in the district. But that list used to be very extensive a long time ago, because we had a lot more students out. But we have done a good job of recouping our students back. We just got to continue to improve our product.
Anything additional, board?
No, sir.
Ms. Hanky, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Gator,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Ms. Muehlman,
Yes.
Mr. Fuller,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts.
Yes, motion passes 5-0. Next, moves us to new business, 7.1, special board meeting. We're gonna get together on Monday and we'll take this time to determine the exact time in order to discuss the forming of a community improvement corporation. And that would be a partnership between ourselves, the Jack Entertainment Group and the city. It was part of that land deal that we did a little while ago. And we'll need to adopt a resolution accepting the arrangement and appoint members to serve on that board at that meeting on Monday. Just want to take some time to go over this at that particular time and not be rushed to do it. We're just getting the information tonight. So looking for times on, we can do Friday, we can do Monday, we can do Tuesday morning. That would be amenable to everyone. So what would you like to do?
I'm sorry, you said we can do Friday?
We do,
If y'all want to do, yeah.
What, this Friday?
No, I can't do this.
you can do Friday?
Okay.
Well, we can do Monday, or we can do Tuesday morning.
Is Monday good for you, Superintendent?
We could do any time you guys want.
I had an issue with Monday evening. I
Y'all
can
wanna
do
do
Monday
Monday?
morning, I can do Tuesday morning or evening.
Y'all want to
You can do Monday, you can do
I
Monday
will,
morning?
yes, because I'm so over everything I would call off.
We can do Monday morning.
Can you do Monday morning?
I can do Monday morning.
7 o'clock, 7:30, what
It's
time?
gonna be hard, but I'll make it. 7?
Huh?
Monday?
Give me a time.
7:30.
7:30?
7:30?
That's fine.
Working, you
7:30
talking to
Monday
working
morning.
people now.
So.
You got
Oh, that's
Ray-
fine.
I heard
Seven
Ray
is
say
fine.
It'll be
Seven.
difficult.
7 is fine, yeah.
Did I hear you,
Seven,
you're
7:30.
okay?
We're gonna do it here, right?
7:30 here, how about that? Is that cool for you?
I'm cool at 7. I'm cool.
Okay.
I'll make it work.
I'm-
I'll make it work.
7:30,
7:30.
7:30, Earl?
Works for
Works
me.
for me. I can still get,
Mr.
7:30.
Hankey?
I figure a half hour or so.
Where's that, 7:30?
Huh?
7:30?
If we do 7:30 a.m.?
Yeah. Mimi, is okay with you?
Yeah, I
Oh,
am.
okay. Working
All right, I
people
think
now,
we
I'm
have-
talking about
I
working.
think we have a consensus. We're gonna have, we don't get voted on.
So you
this.
said
It don't matter,
7:30?
man.
So we have,
And that's
On Monday?
Monday.
special meeting, 7:30, Monday, is Monday the first, Monday the second?
Monday is the
Second.
second.
Okay, so Monday, February the second, 7:30 a.m. Is that correct?
That's good.
Tomorrow's the 29th? Yeah.
February
Yes,
second?
it's the
Okay,
second.
all right. Here we go.
Very safe.
That takes us to item number 8. Gentlemen, any correspondence?
No correspondence.
All right, withdraw any announcements?
No announcements, just that it looks favorable for tomorrow. We're going back to school.
Good.
Looks favorable.
We'll bundle them up and have you guys. Okay, that takes us to item number 10. And item number 10 is adjournment. Board, do I have a motion?
Does the chair like to adjourn tonight's regular meeting?
I second.
All right, it's been probably moved and seconded. Mr. Hickey, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Gator,
Yes.
Ms. Mumin,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Fuller,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts.
Yes, motion passed.